This is the Evil Never Dies podcast with Brett and Carl. This podcast may contain adult themes, violence, and strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey guys, I'm Jerry Pauly, and my wife and I host a little podcast called Hillbilly Horror Stories. Sure, we aren't as popular as some of the ghost hunting TV shows out there, but we also don't go running out of the room screaming like a little bitch when we do see a ghost. So there's that. You know who you are. So if you want some good history and storytelling with just the right amount of humor and plenty of paranormal activity, then we have just what you're looking for. We've got over 30 million downloads, so somebody must like us, and trust me, we don't have that many friends. Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Evil Never Dies podcast. I'm Brett here with Carl.
Congratulations to Jerry and Tracy Pauly.
Yes, 30 million downloads on their podcast. And if you notice, we played their new promo at the beginning of the show. So
yeah, but he dogs on my buddy.
He dogs on your buddy? Oh.
That made me laugh. That was great. Hopefully he doesn't sue him. That's what Jerry said. Oh, I hope he doesn't.
That's funny.
I'm drinking liquid death tonight. I ain't drinking alcohol. This is just as effective.
Got shit I got to do tomorrow, so.
Yeah, you got to put a wall up in my museum.
Yeah. And then learn how to use the new software I got.
Yeah, we're changing the intro and the outros out a bit here. Hopefully the mics don't sound weird. We think the new software is fucking with the mics. I don't think my mic was ever broke. I think it was that new software.
Yeah, it's a learning curve with this new software.
But thanks to everybody for last week. We had a lot of views for the Count Dracula movie. So
yes, we did. 700 and almost 800 of them now.
I forced that one on Brett, so he forced a movie on me this week.
Yes, I did.
And it would be Scanners from, when is this, 1981?
Yep.
God, I remembered.
1981.
How
old were you? 11 and 81?
11, 10 or 11, depending on when it came out.
Yep. So, yes, we are doing Scanners tonight.
I guess we're going straight into it. We're not going to do our normal early talk. I'm wearing a Testament shirt if anybody cares.
Let's just get into it.
Yeah, it's like late here, so we've been talking for 2 hours before, so
yeah,
that was a private talk.
We should probably record that shit, but
no, we'd end up in trouble.
Oh shit!
We would end up in trouble.
Yeah, we would. Like somebody else we know.
Yeah, we got more views than that person this week. That's sad because he's a professional and we're just idiots.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing. Oh shit. All right.
Is Scanners.
Part 1. Yes, they did make a couple of sequels that I have not seen.
So. Well, I actually like the sequels better. I'm just saying.
Okay. Directed by David Cronenberg, written by David Cronenberg.
And apparently you really like David Cronenberg.
I do. I love Cronenberg stuff. I'm a big fan.
I don't think that I am a big fan.
Okay.
Even the Dead Zone. I don't like the Dead Zone like I should. I should love that movie, but I never did. Spoiler, if you ever want to do a review on that. I've done spoiled it, I guess.
He directed a Friday the 13th too, didn't he?
No.
No? Okay.
You almost made me choke on that.
Oh, okay. Produced by Claude Haro. It's French, Canadian, so. Cinematography by Mark Irwin. Edited by Ronald Sanders. Music by Howard Shore. And did you think this was sort of like Goblin-esque sounding at all?
No.
I sort of did. It sort of gave me like Dawn of the Dead from 78 vibe music to it.
Yeah, I could see more Dawn of the Dead than Goblin.
They did
Sort
Goblin
of
did the song.
fucking annoying for it didn't fit the movie, I didn't think. Wasn't a big fan of the score.
Okay.
Looks like my right eye is droopy. Is it droopy? Maybe it's my hair.
I think it's your hair. You got your
I just
bangs
washed my
down.
hair and my bangs are everywhere. I did the midweek with my hair combed back, so I usually don't show myself in that way.
Production company Film Plan International, distributed by New World Mutual, Canada and the U.S., and Manson International for their international distribution.
Manson?
Manson International.
What an interesting name for a production company.
Release dates were January 14th, 1981 in the US and January 16th, 1981 in Canada and everywhere else. Has a running time of 103 minutes. Country of origin is Canada.
And it feels like it's 200 minutes.
English language. Budget for this film was $4.1 million Canadian. Brought 14.2 million Canadian or 6.3 million US at the box office.
Was this one of them Canadian Film Board movies?
Yes, it is.
I think everything there was in them days.
Yeah. And they really crunched your time for the production too on a lot of their stuff. So yeah, we'll go into that a little bit. You want to do the plot on this, Carl?
I don't really know what the plot is. It starts out with this guy in the mall and they're chasing him and he like makes some lady have like a seizure or something with his mind.
Yeah.
And they're trying to capture him and they finally he's going up an elevator, an escalator, whatever it was, and they shoot him with the damn elephant dart and get him. They get him.
Yeah.
And he's a scanner. And I don't know why he's a scanner. I don't get it. I never did.
It's telepathy is what it is.
Why is it this movie always reminded me of Halloween 3, but a worse version? That's what it reminded me of.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Why are they scanners? It never says.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it does.
Well, I know that the one guy and the other guy are brothers or some crazy shit. I don't get this movie. I've tried. I didn't get it when a lot of movies when I was a kid, I did not like. Now that I'm older, I've grown to really, really enjoy a lot of the Hammer films. When I was a kid, I thought I didn't care for them. And Scanners is one. I remember it as a kid and I didn't understand it and didn't get it. So years passed and I bought it on Blu-ray, watched it a few years ago, and I'm like, I don't get this movie still. And when you said we was going to do it, I'm like, well, I'm going to watch this thing real closely, and I still don't get it. So you're going to have to tell me the rest of the plot.
Well, there's only 237 scanners in the whole
well, not according to the sequels. There's more.
Well, there's more after this because of the why they are scanners.
Why are they scanners?
There was a drug that the doctor had made the drug that the only thing that would stop him from hearing the voices in his head and all that.
It was a vaccine?
No, it was a pregnancy drug for pregnant women.
And how did I not get all this out of that movie?
And it caused side effects. And
you must have read the book.
The side effect was the being a scanner. So
I know, but I don't get it. I just know there's a dude's head blows up, and that's one of the coolest special effects I've ever seen in my life.
I know. It is. It was cool when I was 13 and
it's still cool.
Seeing it at the theater. I know they did such a good job. But you'd think that what's his name? We'll get to the cast here in a minute. But you would have thought he would have been drenched in blood from a head blowing like that.
Yeah, I
didn't have a drop. Didn't have a drop on him.
No,
we're giving spoilers away, but oh well.
Well, I don't know the plot real well, and I'm sorry. I tried. I thought this time would be the charm, but I still don't get it. Sort of confusing.
Basically, there's
237 scanners.
Yep, and there's one of them's like the main one.
Is that the Michael Ironside?
Yes. And
I figured that out. See, I didn't figure part of it out.
And he's trying to get all of them together to rule the world, basically, is what he's doing. And make new scanners.
Why do they call them scanners?
Because I guess they can scan your thoughts.
Holy hell. What if you were a scanner?
Oh,
I think you might be a scanner.
Might be.
Or a spammer.
All right, let's go over the cast. Jennifer O'Neill is Kim Obrist, and you don't even see her. She's got top billing in this movie, and you don't.
I was gonna say she's not even barely in the movie.
You don't see her for 40 minutes into the movie. Stephen Lack is as Cameron Vale. He's like the good protagonist of the movie. And next we got Patrick McGoohan as Dr. Paul Ruth. And he sort of reminded me of somebody. I can't put my finger on it, but he reminded me of somebody in another movie. Lawrence Dane is Braden Keller. Michael Ironside as Daryl Revick.
Shouldn't he have had top billing? Or at least second?
Well, he was only originally supposed to do 2 scenes in this movie. Small scenes. He wasn't supposed to be the antagonist in this movie. He originally got hired to do 2 scenes, and they paid him like $5,000. And then he ended up. Yeah. All right, next we got Robert Silverman as Benjamin Pierce. Maver Moore as Curtis Trevelyan. Quit yawning, dude. You're fucking gonna make me start yawning.
I've had a long week.
Anthony Sherwood as Aiden. Fred Doderlein as Dieter Tots.
Tater Tot.
Tater Tots?
Yeah.
Victor Daisy as Dr. Gatineau. Louis Del Grande as First Scanner. And Alex Stevens as Consec Programmer. And Consec was the like company that made the drug.
I think it was a vaccine.
It was a vaccine.
The evil liquid death vaccine. They're our sponsors this week, Liquid Death.
Unofficial.
Official, damn it.
All right. Little over the production and stuff. This is actually based on Cronenberg's scripts, The Sensitive and Telepathy 2000, which he planned to pitch to Roger Corman before beginning work on The Brood. Corman was shown the script but did nothing with it. Cronenberg is called Scanners one of his most difficult films to make, as were most Canadian film productions in the 70s, because they were dealing with the
Canadian Film Board.
Yeah, and that capital cost allowance. Let's see here. Let's see. Filming. They started filming before they even had the script done because of time constraints. So they wrote the movie as they went along filming.
That sort of makes sense.
Film was shot in Montreal, Canada from October 30th to December 23rd, 1979. Like I said, on a budget of 41 million Canadian
dollars.
And that would be equivalent to 16,102,750 today.
I need to just move to Canada. I think I'd have more money up there.
You don't want to move to Canada, dude.
Why not? I go up there and be with the great Gazoo.
Oh, probably that side would be the only side of Canada I would live in.
Me and Gazoo will start our own show up. The Great White North, Part 2.
All right, the makeup effects done by the great Dick Smith.
Now, the effects are absolutely fucking phenomenal for this movie.
Yep. Like we said, the head blowing. I think it's the best head blowing ever, dude.
I think it is.
For sure.
It actually shocked me when I watched the movie last night and I knew it was coming. I'm like, whoa. So yeah, it's still effective. Yes, but he is freaking awesome effects.
Yep.
Might be up there with Savina as the best ever.
Yeah, he did The Exorcist. He did Reagan.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, let's
definitely
see here.
A top 3 effects artist in my book.
Yep, that head blowing effect, that's very iconic. If you ain't never seen that, you've been living under a rock since 1981.
Well, I've been under many rocks since 81.
Actually, that scene was the product of trial and error, eventually settling on a plaster skull and a gelatin exterior packed with latex scraps, some wax, and just bits and bobs of little stringy stuff that they found.
Okay.
As well as leftover burgers from lunch. That's crazy. They just put all kinds of shit in there. It looked good though, man.
It looked really good.
Very visceral for sure.
I wish you could show that effect at the end of the show somehow.
I might be able to.
I don't know. We giving away the movie.
There's all kinds of gifts out there of it though.
I don't even know who the fuck owns this movie at this stage of the game. So
who was the well, why don't you go over the DVD?
It's that. What's that?
Or the Blu-ray. I'm sorry. I got the DVD.
What's that company that puts out movies? The Crate. I can't ever say the name of it. The Crichton.
Oh yeah, the Crichton series.
Crichton series, which normally doesn't do horror movies, but they did this, and at the time it came out with 2 DVDs and a Blu-ray, and it's since been re-released as only a Blu-ray because basically the DVDs have the same thing on them. The Crichtons put out these really good copies. It's got a good book with it. It's got a plastic case, comes with a book. I read it and I still don't really know what I'm reading. Basically, it's just more of how, he talking about the movie, just what you've said. So definitely has a good Blu-ray release. It looked phenomenal too on my TV. Yeah, it's one of the clearest pictures I've seen of anything, especially from 81.
Cool.
There are some extras. Um, Actually, I forgot. They restored this in 2K, not 4K. And Cronenberg himself actually did the restoration.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So there was a documentary with talking about the special effects, which I watched most of that. Interview with Michael Ironside, and a couple of little special notes, but it is definitely a good restoration of this movie. Highly recommend it. It's like I said, it's available, but only in Blu-ray now, which nobody wants the DVDs anyway, except for Brett. Really good artwork too.
Yeah.
That's the so the cry. I can never
Them
say their
eyes,
name right.
them eyes looks like they was glowing, dude.
Yeah, look at that.
Ooh, that's cool.
The Crichtons or whatever. I don't know what this company is because I only own like 2 discs they've ever produced because they normally put out more mainstream films. So we'll give the Blu-ray a high recommendation. Very good restoration. It looks just as good as any 4K disc I've seen, which, as we know, Blu-rays can put out just as good a picture as some of the 4Ks if it's mastered right. So they did a good job with that. If you're a fan of the movie, by all means, pick up this copy on Blu-ray. You will really, really like it. That's my plug for the week
Okay.
of Scanners on Blu-ray disc. Back to you, Britt.
Scanner spawned a number of sequels and series of spin-offs. A remake was announced in 2007.
It never came out.
Never came out. Cronenberg was not involved in the sequels as he was both uninterested and would not make money off the characters or story he wrote. So he told them to piss off.
Well, I still think the sequels are pretty fucking good. I enjoy them more.
Sequels are Scanners 2, The New Order in 91, Scanners 3, The Takeover in 92. Scanner Cop is a spinoff, and
I've never heard of that.
Scanners The Showdown.
What
Number
about
90, also known as Scanner Cop 2.
well, what about Scanner Dog? Is that listed?
Scanner Dog? No, don't see no Scanner Dog.
There was a Scanner Dog movie that came out.
Nope.
Scanner Dog. It was a dog that got implanted with the scanner serum.
Won some awards and was nominated for a bunch of awards.
Well, it should have won some awards, I'll be honest.
One for the best makeup for Dick Smith, for the Saturn Award for the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films USA. It was nominated for Best Special Effects, and it won Best International Film. In 1983, it won International Fantasy Film Award Best Film for the Fantasporto. And also won some nominated for a bunch of Genie Awards. And let's see, I guess we'll just go on to trivia then.
We'll go to trivia.
There's not much, but William S. Burroughs' 1959 novel Naked Lunch contains a chapter concerning Senders, a hostile organization of telepaths bent on world domination. A clear literary inspiration for this film. And then Cronenberg went on to direct the film version of Naked Lunch in 1991.
I wouldn't mind watching that one.
All right, let's see. Like we said, he had a early treatment from 76 entitled Telepathy 2000. Takes place in the future, begins with the protagonist who is named Harley Quinn,
Harley Quinn
telepathically raping a woman in a subway and was set as a spy movie. In this version, a company called Cytidine Amalgamate was breeding evil scanners to take over the world. And the U.S. government was employing good scanners to stop them.
I just don't get this whole scanner thing with Cronenberg's obsession with it.
I'll wait till we do The Brood, dude.
I'm not doing The Brood.
Yeah, you are. It's going to be my pick sometime.
Well, I'm going to pick the movie you hate the most. If you make me do The Brood, I'm making you do the movie you hate the most.
The movie I hate the most?
What's you know that? What it is.
I do.
You do. People want us to do it anyway.
Stephen Lack, who plays Cameron Vale, is now a successful and prolific painter. So he took his scanning skills to the canvas. Let's see. This was the nearest thing to a conventional science fiction thriller David Cronenberg had made up to that point, lacking the sexual content of his previous movies, Shivers, Rabid, and The Brood.
You made me watch that damn Rabid and said, this is the best Cronenberg movie ever made. Then you make me watch this one. This is the best Cronenberg movie ever made.
And this was his most profitable film until he made The Fly in 1986.
The Fly had to have beat this.
Yeah. Like I said, Michael Ironside was originally hired for a bit part for 1 or 2 scenes and was paid $5,300 Canadian.
What a ripoff.
This is perhaps the first film wherein telepathic activity results in the psychic's nose beginning to bleed. Guess you're pushing that brain too much, trying to get them thoughts.
I guess so.
You get a nosebleed. Already covered that. Oh, let's see here. It's about really all I got. Except that Roger Ebert hated it.
He hates everything.
He only gave it 2 stars.
I understand you, Roger Ebert.
He said it could have been better.
It could have been better.
Stephen Lack began shooting scanners 4 days after wrapping the filming on the movie Head On from 1980.
I don't even know what you're talking about now.
You don't even know what the movie's about, so.
Well, I guess we're going to the review. Or do you got more trivia?
I'm looking.
Oh, come on.
I'm done. Let's hear your take.
No, Carl. You go first. It's your movie.
Well, this movie don't hold up all that good still, but I still love this movie. Like I said, I seen it in the theater when it first came out. Some of the best special effects and makeup work for the time, you know. No CGI at all. There wasn't CGI. Just the veins popping out of the head and starting bleeding and stuff. That was some cool shit, man. And the head blowing, fuck. You don't get no better than that. And I did like the score, actually. I thought it was good. And that's about all I got. I'm gonna give it a 4.
4.
Yeah, 4 out of 5.
Well, as I've been talking the whole show, I didn't follow the storyline real well and thought it was actually poorly written. The special effects are a 5. I mean, some of the best special effects that I think they hold up felt well. The movie itself is just not, it's boring to me. I don't find the content exciting, but I will not take away from the fact that it's a good movie. And usually I don't do that. Usually if I don't like a movie, I condemn it. I will not condemn this movie. Didn't like the soundtrack. I do think the sequels were a little bit less slow and boring. But to rate this movie would be a little unfair because I'm just not a fan of it, but I don't want to trash it. So I'm going to give it, for the first time ever, an incomplete.
An incomplete?
Yeah.
You can't even go halfway and give it a 3?
That's about what an incomplete would be. It's just, it's average, but I don't enjoy it. I don't like the movie at all, but I don't condemn the movie. So that's an incomplete. If you want to call that a 3, then call it a 3. I call it an I. That's something I just invented for this movie. It's not a bad movie at all. It's just not my cup of tea.
Oh, I think everybody should see it for sure.
Oh, I would recommend watching it. Yeah.
Because it's not really a horror movie. It is more
No, it's more science fiction. And I'm real weird with my science fiction stuff. And yeah, I recommend it for sure. I don't trash this movie at all. I thought it was acted well. It's just, it was slow and boring to me, and it was sort of confusing, but I recommend it. Buy the Blu-ray of it. I don't even know if you can get it in streaming anywhere.
Yeah, it's on Max.
So yeah, give it a watch.
You can rent it off of Amazon.
I say definitely give this movie a watch and give it a chance. Don't listen to me because I just didn't like it, but it's a good damn movie. So that's my rating. Sort of different from me.
All right. Well, I guess that's all we got for Scanners.
Till we get to Scanners 2.
Scanners 2. We might do that next year.
Next year. We'll do it in 2026.
We got to write stuff off. We got to mark stuff off the list before we.
I'm going to start taking stuff off the list without you knowing it.
Oh, no, dude. I know exactly what's on there.
I'm going to start taking shit off. You'll have to put it back.
That's funny. You better not take the brood off, dude.
Brood's coming off.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, listening. Check us out on all the social medias. Hit that like and subscribe on the YouTube if you would. And that's all we got. I will talk to you Wednesday for the midweek. Stay evil, Carl.
I would like to scan all of you in this room, one at a time. I must remind you that the scanning experience is usually a painful one, sometimes resulting in nosebleeds, earaches, stomach cramps, nausea, sometimes other symptoms of a similar nature. At this point, I'd like to call for volunteers. Fine. Just sit right here, please. Now, I'd like you to think of something specific.
Do I have to close my eyes?
It doesn't matter.
All right, yes, I have something.
Mind force. Scanners. Their thoughts can kill.